guys, what's going on? Welcome to episode 1 of How to Display Your Marvel Legends. So, as you know, I'm going to be giving you tips on how to display your Marvel Legends to get a nice, clean looking display. So, yeah, let's begin the tutorial. So, making figures look like they're flying. When making figures look like they're flying, it can be difficult sometimes if you don't have a stand. For example, if you're a starter collector, you can use a DC collectible stand like this. It's only $12 for like 4 of them. So it's not that bad, but they do break easily. If you can look, it snapped, and so did the actual part. So I had to glue all that together. So I recommend them if you're gonna start a display, but just don't bend them too much. They're not too flexible. But if you are gonna use a stand, I recommend using Obitsu action figure stands, which is what I use for my display that I have going on right up there in my videos. You can see me using them. So I recommend using Obitsu, and they're you need to assemble them on your own, but it's pretty simple. When you get the package, if you order them, it looks super difficult, like there's a million pieces, but it's not that difficult at all. So if you're looking for stands, I recommend that. So another way to make your figures fly is using thumbtacks. Now you might be thinking, Andrew, I'm not going to be using thumbtacks on Marvel Legends. I don't want to go through them, but that's not what I'm talking about. No, let me just show you what I did with my Star-Lord figure that you could see up there. Let me just give you an example. If you want to get a figure flying in a high place without using a long stand, see, these are not very visible, but you don't want a long stand going all the way up, you can use a thumbtack like I do. You definitely need one with the edge around it so that you could hook it onto the back of the head sculpt. So, and it looks pretty good from straight on, from head on. You can't even tell there's a thumbtack. And if you don't want to put a thumbtack into your ceiling, I got a tip from Disney Geek 95. So if you put the thumbtack in the wall and then put it in the figure's armpit, that also can hold it. So it looks more like he's jumping from the actual scene rather than all the way on the ceiling. So that looks amazing. So I recommend trying out that as well. If I just bring his head up a little. Sorry about that. Just want the pose looking good. There we go. So yeah, that's the way you can get your figures to be looking like they're flying. Now, getting the right pose may be difficult if you're working with a character that you're not very familiar with. So I recommend, if you go onto Wikipedia or something, looking up the short biography of the character. That way you know more about them. When I got a Rock Python figure, I didn't really know too much about him, and you could also read the back of the box. It also tells about them there. But Rock Python, after I looked it up, he has rock hard skin, he's part of the Serpent Society, so that gave me an idea on how to pose him. Like, I got him running like he's gonna hit someone with his rock hard skull. So that's one way you could get the right pose. Another way is just play around with your figure sometimes, like just goofing around with the figure. Now, another way to get poses for a Marvel Legends figure is watching Shartimus Prime's review, because at the end of every video, he has a little slideshow of poses that you could do. So I recommend trying that out, because he poses them sometimes with other figures. So I also recommend checking that out. But mainly, try to get a pose that fits your character. Like Star-Lord either would be shooting his blasters, maybe even dancing to some oldies, but just try to find a pose that suits your character. Like Iron Man, he's always blasting his repulsors. Or even Black Widow, she's always like ready to fight. So I also recommend just trying to get it the way that you would imagine your character. Or even looking at comic book art. If you have some comic books, Marvel comic books, or whatever action figure line that you're posing figures from, just find a comic book with that character in it, And then they have some great dynamic poses that you could use for the Marvel Legend in a comic book too. So those are some ways that you could get the right pose for your Marvel Legends. Now this is a very important step in displaying Marvel Legends. You don't want to stress it. You don't need to finish a display in one day or whatever time limit you might have. You could work it out anytime you need, and also it doesn't matter what other people think of the display. It just matters what you want the display to look like. So if any negative comments say the display's horrible, don't listen to them. If you like it, that's fine. So you just really do what you want and don't stress about making it. Also, another way not to stress when you make a display is to relax. Like, I like to listen to some music while I relax or watch a YouTube video. So while I display, I just like letting everything just go. Like, if I'm watching a scene from the Avengers maybe, then that'd give me an idea to make an Avengers display. But that's really one of the major tips in getting the display to look right, is that it doesn't need to look perfect every time. You could have a little pose that looks strange because it's unique. So I hope this video gave you an idea of how to make a Marvel Legends display. I hope all these little tips helped you get an idea of what to do. But I just want to give you guys a big thanks for watching this video. And please, if you're new to the channel, please make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. That way you're notified every time I have a new video come out. And talk to me in the comment section below. Please let me know if this video was helpful. And thanks for watching Comedy Episode Prime. And I will catch you guys later. Peace!